So I remember I was in a relationship with somebody, and it got to the point where she wanted me to meet her mom, meet her people. And I was like, all right, cool. We talked to mom. She was cool with it, whatever. So I planned the trip. I paid for flights. I paid for clothes. I paid for the car because we was driving. She don't like planes, so we was going to drive. All the way like 20 something hours away. Okay. Talked to moms on the phone. It wasn't a surprise. She knew it was coming. So we get everything together. Now, I remind you, she had 2 kids and I had 1. So not only did I pay for the flights, the car, and the clothes for me and her, I paid for all 3 of our kids too. So boom, we in the car, we drive 20 something miles away. 20 something hours away. We get there. It's probably like 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, cool. We get there. The first question was, where everybody gonna sleep? So I don't know why, but for some reason, her mama thought that we was gonna sleep separate. No, we in a relationship. We're gonna put our kids in one bed and we're gonna sleep together. This is what we do every night. So that was the first thing. Her mama didn't like that. Then the next day was Mother's Day. So that's what we really went for. We went for Mother's Day. So the next day was Mother's Day. We are doing like this little photo shoot thing. They do a photo shoot, whatever. Had everybody in it. We all wore pink. Cool. At the end of the day, she told me like, hey, the kids' daddy want to see them since we in town. And, he want to pop up and see them. No problem. I have no problem with allowing your kids to see their other parent. Cool. He comes. So this is when it starts getting sticky. He came. He spoke to the kids. He had them. I was getting them dressed when he first got there. And I could tell that the energy was kind of up because I was getting them dressed. And I guess they thought I was taking too long. But it's Mother's Day and I'm a mother. So that nigga gonna fucking wait. But it was cool. Like, I got them dressed. I took pictures of them. They go out there to see their daddy. Cool. I could tell like the energy was off while he was there because they don't want her to be gay. So that was one thing that came up. That's their dad. They should be able to see their dad. They feel like I was interfering because I was taking pictures of them and getting them dressed. But they don't know that me and this man know each other and we didn't have no problem amongst each other at all. So I let them be with their daddy because I felt the energy going up. I go lay down in the room that she set out for us. And my girl at the time come in the room with me. And she like, I got something important I want to tell you. So I'm like, what's up? And she like, I just seen him and I think I'm still in love with him and all of this. So at this point, we getting into it because you have me messed up. You have me come all the way over here for you to do this in my face, especially in your family house. And I don't got time for that. So we getting into it. I guess her mama overheard the argument and she wanted us to separate. So she started calling her daughter. So she calling her name throughout the house. She finally gets up. She go answer her mama, whatever. So they ended up leaving and going to the store. I guess she wanted to have a talk with her. So she comes back from the store and tells me that she's sorry. She didn't mean none of that she said. But now that her parents have heard us arguing, they think I'm beating on her. So as soon as she say that, I tell her, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm getting a hotel room and I'm going to go. Now, I don't know if you want to come with me or whatever, but I'm leaving. So I'm packing my stuff. I guess her mama sensed or she went in there and told her that I was leaving or whatever. So while I was leaving, I'm walking out the door. Her mama stops me at the door. And she says to me, I don't know who you are or where you came from, but we are Christian and we do not believe in this. My daughter is not gay and I think you're trying to change her and she should be with this man. It was just so much. I kind of tuned out because I'm not disrespectful when it comes to nobody mama. Like, I'm not about to cuss your mama out, but your mama better get out my face. So I said, ma'am, I'm not about to do this with you. Excuse me. I'm going to leave. Don't worry about it. I'm going to leave your house. And upon leaving, I did not forget to let her know that I'm not turning her daughter nothing. Her daughter came to me and I paid for everything. So the only reason that you have your daughter here and your grandkids here is because I paid for it. And I also let her know that we had just did an insemination and I was 12 weeks pregnant. So cool. We go to the hotel. She sets it up for us and she pays for the hotel, puts me and my daughter in a room and she leaves. She said that she would be back, but honestly, I really didn't care at that point. I was planning my escape. So on like the second day of me being in a hotel room, me and my daughter was going to like the pool. Like we was cool. Like it was no problem. It was a racist town, but we was cool. So she would come back and bring me food every once in a while. But on the second day, she didn't come back. Like she didn't bring me nothing. So the whole day I'm asking my family, like, hey, what's up? Like, what should I do? I'm all the way over here. I drove all these miles. I paid for this car. It's in my name. And I'm sitting in a hotel room. I'm starving. She has the car. She has not brought me anything. She hasn't even checked on me to see how I'm doing. She has had these other 2 kids. I haven't heard from them. I don't know what's going on no more. So my people's ready. They like, leave right now. You should have been left. Why didn't you tell us that you was in a hotel room for 2 days? And that's why I didn't want to tell nobody, because they would have been told me to leave. But I wanted to stay there because we were only supposed to be there for 3 more days. So on that 3rd day, we was all gonna leave. But I was starving on the 2nd day. So I text her and I told her, hey, we got to talk about something. Come over here to this hotel room. I need to talk to you. So when she come in. We have a conversation. We end up getting loud. We start arguing. I tell her, I'm leaving. I'm leaving in the morning, and I don't know if you're going to come with me. I don't know if you're not coming with me. Either way, me and my daughter is getting out of here. So she say, no, please don't leave. Please don't leave. I could leave with you right now, but the kids with their daddy. I don't know what to do. They with their daddy. Okay, cool. Tell him to give you your kids so that we can go. He don't never see them anyway. You can get your kids from him and we can leave. It should be no problem. So she like, no, they went out of town. I don't know what to do. He's not even in town no more. And the kids are with him. I'm not leaving my kids here. I said, okay. But me and my baby leaving. So when I got up that next morning, me and my baby got in a car. And we drove 20-something hours away. I was the only one driving in a Nissan Armada, a big truck by myself. I got like maybe 6 or 7 hours away, and she called me talking about how the kids was back and how I could just come get them and how she was so sorry and we could all go home and all this. And with me being 6 or 7 hours away, I could have easily turned around and went to get her, but I didn't. While she was calling me, I was sitting on the side of the road. I probably sat there for like 3 hours listening to all the stuff that she had to say, listening to her crying and sobbing. And eventually, my best friend told me, pull off. Go home. Finish going home. So I'm driving and driving. The whole time she's trying to contact me, I didn't want to talk to her. Whatever. So eventually, maybe like 2 days later, I get home. I ended up like taking like hotel rooms for me and my baby for a couple of hours for me to go to sleep, just so I can get some sleep so that when I get back on that road, I'm not tired because I'm by myself. So I end up making it home like 2 days later, and she's texting me, telling me her family made her stay with the man. Tell her she can't stay with them. She got to go stay with him. So apparently she done moved out, and now she over there staying with the man until she figure out a way to find her way back home. He helps her get a rental, and she ends up coming back home. Halfway through her drive, she said, hey, I just want to tell you something, and I can't keep this away from you because you might not let me back in the house. I say, what? She said, yeah, while I was over there staying with him, me and him did something. I say, oh, well, baby, if y'all doing that, then you might as well not even came home to me. You might as well just stay over there where you at. Like, I don't have time for this. Y'all going back and forth, and you're honestly confusing me at this point. It's making me feel like I was right for leaving you, and that's just that. So she's begging and begging and begging, telling me all her kids' stuff is at my house and that she just want to come home. I need to let her come home. She just needed to clear her chest, and she was okay after that. Cool. You're not coming here with me. But after a couple hours, I started feeling bad that her kids was in the car. So I told her, all right, just come home. Like, I don't care. Just come home. We'll deal with this when you get here. Okay, so a couple of things that I noticed that I did wrong on the video. Since I didn't write a script, I just started talking. And another thing, I wanted to name this things our exes did and we still stayed. So I'm going to put that hashtag at the bottom, and if y'all want to like go on with the the narrative of things our exes did and we still stayed, then I'm gonna put that at the bottom for everybody. Said flights. I don't know why I said flights, but we didn't fly. We drove. So I paid for the car, I paid for all of our clothes, and I paid for the gas. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know why I said flights. So boom, she on her way back. At this point, I really realized that I needed to tell my whole family that I was letting this girl come back. And that was the most embarrassing time, but whatever. They accepted it. They was cool with it. They was just waiting on her to get back. So she on her way back. We talked a little bit, but we didn't really talk too much. But when she got there, it was on. So first of all, it was her birthday. So I didn't get her nothing for her birthday, and she knew why. She didn't ask me for nothing for her birthday, and for the first couple of days, she slept on the couch until I was able to face her. I just couldn't like stomach talking to her, having a conversation or nothing. So we didn't talk. Eventually, we got to the point where she was telling me like, hey, like, do you want to be with me or what? Like, do you want me to go back home? All of that. So I told her like, I've been thinking about it for the past couple of days, and I just feel like I need to get something off my chest. So at that point, and I hate to say this, but at this point I was into like the dom and femme stuff. I don't know if y'all like ventured into that ever at any point, but that's what I was into at the time. So that's where we took it. So I told her like, it's okay. Like, I got something for you. Don't even trip. So we just gonna wait till nighttime, and I'm gonna show you what it is. So basically she was saying like, I'll do anything. I apologize. I'm so sorry and all this stuff. So me being who I was at the time, which was a challenged person, I tied her up in the closet. I put a pillowcase over her head so she couldn't see, and I also turned off the lights. And we had a time. And that's probably not good for me to say. But after that, I had like restraints on the bed, and I put her in restraints, and I went ham. I don't know if y'all understand, like, people do that, and it made me mad because she liked it. So the closet was like, she was blindfolded. You don't know where I'm coming from. You don't know what's really going on. And I just went in. I took all my anger out. The bed, I took all my anger out in that too, but it was kind of in a different way. It wasn't it was just to the, and I was smacking hard, like coming all the way from back here and smacking. And she liked it. So, I mean, I don't know if that was really a punishment, but that was my type of punishment at the time. So, yeah, that was her punishment. And she thought we was going to be cool, but, like, I still couldn't really talk to her for real. It took me a little while to get back, like, there with her. And I was also pregnant. So, maybe, like, a couple weeks later, I was getting over it. We was all cool. Everything was good. She was finally sleeping back in the bed with me. And something told me just go through her phone. And when I went through her phone, I think I seen like text messages between her and him. And she was telling him that she thought she was pregnant. And I didn't know like whether to take it as like she was just trying to say that to see what he was going to say, or if she really thought she was pregnant. So something told me to just go to her search. I went to her search in her Safari, and it was like searches like, how would I know if I'm 5 weeks pregnant? How would I know if I'm 4 weeks pregnant? So at this point, I'm hot. I'm hot all over again. I'm losing it because you just came back here to me. You had this whole little thing making it seem like it was nothing. Everything was going to be good and we was going to get past this. But you didn't tell me that you thought you was pregnant. So I woke her up and I asked her, what the fuck is this? Why the fuck do you think, so you think you're pregnant? And she told me, this was what she said. Listen to this, y'all. Tell me if this makes sense. She said she did not feel like the baby that I was carrying was hers. So she had with him so that she could get pregnant, because when we inseminated, we initially tried to get both of us pregnant, and I was the only one that got pregnant, which was cool with me. We didn't need 2 babies at that point. But she told me that she was jealous that I got pregnant and she didn't. And she wanted to be pregnant with me, and it was already too late because I was a couple of months already. She wanted to have her baby around the time that I had my baby, but she just knew that if she did that and she brought the baby back to me, that I would be okay with it and we would raise the babies together. She thought that this was something that I wanted, and she didn't understand why I was upset if we were trying to conceive already. You fucking playing with me. Now you're really testing my fucking intelligence, because you really want me to sit here and believe that you had sex with this man so that you can bring me back his third baby and I can accept his baby, and you didn't think that it would be an issue? No, you knew it was going to be an issue. You knew it was. And that was the story that you came up with in your head when you thought you was pregnant. And it's just, I'm not even going to try to sit here and insult your intelligence and make you sit here and think that I believe that story, because I don't believe that was your thought process. I don't believe that's what you thought. And it don't make sense. And I know you smarter than that. And I told her, if you pregnant, you're getting out. So I guess we just gonna have to figure out and find out if you pregnant, because I'm not finna raise two babies and I'm not finna raise a third one of his babies. She ended up not being pregnant once we did like a test a couple weeks later, and I was still pregnant. So I kind of didn't want to like break up with her and have to raise this baby by myself and all of that. So I kept the baby and we went on with our relationship for a little while. And then, I don't know if it was like meant, but at 21 weeks, I lost the baby. I had her at home. And I ended up going to the hospital, you know, going through the whole recovery process and all of that. And a month later, I let her convince me to get pregnant again.
What y'all doing in this situation? Y'all taking somebody back that cheats on you like that? Whether you pregnant, married, been in a long-term relationship with them or not? What you doing in that situation?
Okay, so part 3. Things my ex did and I still stayed. Okay, so at this point, we inseminated again. But what I didn't say is that we inseminated for me and for her. I know y'all hate me at this point. I know. But hear me out. No, I literally have no explanation. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. But, okay, so we inseminated for both of us. We inseminated with the same donor, and our ovulation times was like around the same time. So I think I inseminated first, and then she inseminated the next time. At first, I was kind of like skeptical. I kind of didn't want to do it. I told her no at first, but she kept begging. And I was like, all right, whatever. Because I knew I wanted 2 kids. And at that point, I knew that me and her wasn't going to be together. But I wanted my second baby. I didn't want my one daughter to be bored. On top of the fact that I had just had a miscarriage, and I felt like I had bought all these baby clothes. We had went to and did a gender reveal and everything. So it was kind of like I wanted a baby. Then I was saying, like, at least if we both have a baby, if she do leave me and she separates finally, then I won't be feeling so bad because she took a baby and I took a baby. I wouldn't want her to be all in my face, like trying to control what I do with my child after she leaves. So boom. We inseminate both of us, and we wait in the little time frame it take for us to find out if we pregnant. So basically how we did it, we did hers first. So hers was coming up and she was ovulating. So we did hers, and then like 2 weeks later I ovulated, and she was all in my face. Like, she wanted me to do the same thing that we was doing the last time with both of us trying and all of that. So I allowed her to convince me that this was something that I wanted. So I said, okay, yeah, we're going to do it. And we did it. And then 2 weeks, no, like a month later, maybe, she came on again and she had her whole ovulation. We did hers again to try to guarantee that she would be pregnant too. And it was really because we knew that I had just had a baby. I was just pregnant. So it would be easier for me to get pregnant than it would be for her. So I found out that I was pregnant. And then we found out that she was not pregnant. And like, this time she found out she wasn't pregnant, she went nuts. Like, she went crazy, and I had to really like be there for her, because I didn't know if I like did it wrong or like what happened, because her cervix was difficult. It was like an inverted cervix, And, like, I don't know. Like, I couldn't feel bad at that point because I'm still carrying a baby and I really have to keep my emotions down. And I know what she took me through the first time. So I was just trying to make sure that I keep myself sane while she's going through all of this. So I found out that I was high risk and that I had, my cervix was weak basically. So I was high risk. So I had to keep going to doctor's appointments. So it was a lot of times that she had to really be there for me. And she did okay. Like I can't say that she did bad the entire time that I was pregnant. No, she was there for me. Like, we went to all the high risk appointments. We did extra appointments to see the gender before it was time. Like she looked happy. She was happy. So there was a family member who had just had a baby and she was unfit. Let's be 100, she was unfit. So we would help her out and take her baby while I was pregnant. And, it's kind of like baby boot camp, like having somebody else's baby and changing their diapers and stuff. But no, we had this baby as soon as she gave birth to her. Like the day she got out the hospital, we met up with her and she gave us her baby, which it was no problem. I don't know, but we took care of the baby. But we knew that the lady was unfit. She had like 5 kids and she wasn't taking care of none of them. And we had a history, like, those people who just can't take care of their kids. So whatever. I get a call from CPS. Basically, they had taken all her kids and this baby that we get all the time was going into foster care. And I let this girl convince me that because she wasn't pregnant and I was, that she did not feel any connection to this baby and she didn't think the baby was going to like her. And she feels like this was her one opportunity to actually have a baby that's already alive and she already needs care. And so, yeah, we took the baby in. So after we took the baby, we were still preparing for our baby, but we took this baby in. So now we had 2 babies. Basically, we was going to play like they was twins. And I don't know what was wrong with me, y'all, but we just was doing everything at that point. And I was okay with it because I don't know. I feel like I just wanted to be loved. And I was already in a relationship with her for years. So I didn't want to like let it go because of this. But there is more. So at this point, we have 4 kids. We have 2 she had, 1 that I had, and an adopted baby now. And this adopted baby had a lot of issues. We was doing a lot of doctor's appointments and a lot of visitations, like telehealth appointments for her. And she had like neurologic issues and like stuff like that. So it was a lot to take on this baby. So now not only did we have 3 kids and I was pregnant, we had this baby that needed a lot of attention and she was having seizures. Like it was a lot. So this is something that we was going through. We was just going through the motions. So one thing that I forgot to mention is that we also had like, I had fish. I had some fish in the fish tank, which ain't that big of a deal, but she had a bird. So not only did we have kids, but we had a bird as well as a pet. So now we're going through all of this and our baby, I give birth to the baby, full term. She was good. Nothing was wrong. She was there for me the whole time in the hospital. Everything, the whole 9. The first couple of weeks, like, she was cool with it. She was there. And then I told her, like, I just had a baby. I have been pregnant for a whole year. I'm a stud. I'm not a femme. And you done really turned me into a right now. And I'm tired. Like, at this point, you and all this shit that you wanted is going to stay in this house. And I'm going to go outside. So, like, the whole time that I was pregnant, I was telling her, yup, I don't know what you're going to do with this baby when I have her because I'm going outside. I'm going outside. I'm going outside. I'm going outside. I kept saying it. So she knew that when I had that baby, I was going outside. So I really wasn't going nowhere. I was going to visit, like, my family. I got some aunties that be, like, throwing parties and stuff. So I was going to their parties, and I was just popping out. I was just going outside after I had my baby. She was brand new. I was wide open. Still going outside partying in the club. Didn't nobody know I had just had a baby. I was a stud. So I learned shortly after that that it was kind of like a manipulation tactic, but she used it against me and said that she felt like I was spending a lot of time outside and all of that. She wanted to have a friend in the house with her, and I could go outside and enjoy my time because she didn't have no friends. She was kind of like secluded, like she didn't want to talk to nobody. She did a lot of studying, she was trying to do whatever she was trying to do, and she didn't really have friends. So she felt like if I was going outside all the time, she would want somebody to be in the house with her to keep her company while I'm gone. So basically she wanted a poly relationship. So me being a stud and young, that was good for me. Cool. So how do you want to do it? I was intrigued. I want to know, what is it that you want to do? Like, how do you want to do this? Do you want to find her? You want me to find her? Like, how we about to do this, baby? Because I've been waiting for this moment. She say, no, I don't want to be involved with the choice of picking this girl. I want you to do it. You outside anyway. I feel like you could pull them, whatever. I'm going to just sit down and I'm going to wait for you to bring her in. So I say manipulation tactic because she was trying to see if, while I was going outside, if I was going to want to talk to females. Like, it wasn't a thing for me to bring a female in. She wanted to see, like, how eager I would be to try to talk to a female. So I failed the test, kind of. But nonetheless, this is what we did. So I failed the test, but we did it. So I asked her, like, what's her type? She gave me her type. I gave her my type, and we talked about it. That was all we really had to say. And I just was doing my thing. I was looking for people. I was talking to people, having conversations with people. And I ran into this one girl that I really liked. She was cool, and we could really talk. And, like, she was complete opposite from me, but we got along. And I didn't want her, but I wanted to take her home so that I can go outside and sneak out and just let them just be in the house, and they be in the house doing wife stuff. Okay, so part 4 of things my ex did and I still stayed. So at this point, we have 5 kids, a bird, and a fish. 2 of the kids are babies, whatever. So boom, we start talking to this new girl. One thing that I didn't say in part 3 that I'm going to say now is the girl that we started talking to was somebody that I used to talk to before. And I just felt like it would be easier for us to talk to her because they knew each other. And I just wanted to have a good meeting. I didn't want to talk about favorite colors. Like, I didn't want to do all of that. I just wanted her to be able to have a good time in the house and be chill because she didn't have no friends. And I could still go outside and have fun and get myself away from all this extra bullshit that she wanted us to have in our life. So the girl that we started talking to also had a child. Okay, so like when they started texting, like now it's a whole house full of talking. Like, I'm talking to the girl, she's talking to the girl, and we in the house together, so we always talking. We all talking about expectations or what we want out of this. And the girl knew, like, everybody was aware of what was really going on. And I knew that these were 2 good people that I already known for a long time and that the relationship could be cool. So the issue that we had with the girl at this point was that every time we would make a meeting with her, she wouldn't show up. And honestly, that was the reason why me and the girl stopped talking a long time ago. And I guess I forgot, and I just remembered that she was cool when it was time to find a third, and I wasn't thinking about the fact that she always stood me up. So yeah, that was her problem, is that she never, like, she was a flake. She flaked on every fucking thing that we planned out. So boom, we planning stuff, she's never showing up. I didn't think it was a big issue because I wasn't like in a rush to like bring her over, and it was never like no set in stone plans. We just was like, yeah, maybe we could do this, and then she would fall off the face of the earth and then come back like 2 days later and then be like, hey, what y'all doing and all that, right? So my girl was kind of telling me that she didn't feel like her and the girl had a good relationship, or that it was even going to be that, because she felt like the girl was more attracted to me and that she only wanted me. Like, let's just say I wouldn't text the girl back and they texting and I'm not responding in my messages, but I'm at home and I'm chilling. I'm not doing nothing. I just wasn't responding. And she would text my girl at the time and say, where's she at? Like, where's D at? What's she doing? And what's going on? And why she ain't answering my texts? So I think like anybody should know, like that would irritate your person, like your first person. That would irritate them because why you asking me? And why you ain't been texting me for real before you come asking me about what she doing? So it was kind of like the girl was wanting me. And that was the only reason that she was okay with having a poly relationship with her, because she really wanted me and she, in some type of way, was trying to take me away from her. But I didn't want to see it. Like, my girl was telling me and I didn't want to see it. I just was like, nah, like, she not like that. Like, y'all just not talking or whatever. I just, brushed it off. I didn't think it was a big deal. But what I did do is I told them, okay, cool. I will take all the kids, including the girl daughter, and I could take y'all to go get y'all nails done. I'm going to give everybody some money. Y'all go ahead and y'all go get y'all nails done. I'm going to stay at home with the kids. I want to spend time with my kids anyway. So, boom, we made the date. It was going to be Saturday. We was going to take them to go get their nails done, and I was going to stay at home with the kids. So it's Saturday and we still talking about it. We making plans. And the plan was for me and my girl to bring our kids to her house, for me to pick her and her baby up from their house and take them to the nail shop. And I would take all the kids home and then call them an Uber. Sound like a good plan, right? That sounds like a perfect plan. So the day is there. We talking about it all day. And then I want to say I made their nail appointment for like 6:00. So maybe like 4:00, the girl stopped answering the phone. Like, I'm texting her and she just didn't say nothing. So at this point, I'm kind of irritated because I made this appointment and my girl at the time really wanted to get her nails done. That was her plan. She wanted to get her nails done, and I added this and said, yeah, y'all can go get y'all nails done together and I'll just pay for it. So now it's like, should we even go to this appointment? Like, what's really going to happen? And I'm thinking, like, I don't know what's really going on with her. Like, we was texting and then she just stopped texting. So I'm confused. So at this point, I start getting mad and I'm like, okay, whatever. Don't worry about it. Like, we just going to go get her anyway. So I'm blowing her phone up. She's not answering the phone. And instead of me being smart and saying, I'm going to just keep going about my business, you can go get your nails done, whatever, we're going to say, forget her, I got mad and I said, I'm going to go knock on her door and I'm going to see why she ain't answering her phone. So I get to the girl house. I'm outside hollering. I'm banging on stuff. Why you not answering your phone? I don't know why I was so upset, but I think it was because I really wanted this to work. And she was being difficult. And I knew her. And I just felt like it would be okay if she stopped being a butthole. So boom, I'm outside making all this noise and hollering, trying to get her attention, trying to get her to come outside. So after like maybe 7 minutes of me outside making all this noise, I see her. And this was just when I was about to leave. I see her like walking. She's walking fast in some flip-flops trying to get to me. She don't got no jacket on. Her hair ain't combed. Like, I don't know what's really going on. So when she walked up, I instantly asked her, what's up? Like, I'm calling you, you not answering the phone. What the fuck is really going on? Like, I just wanted to take you to go get your nails done and you're playing. So she like, no, I'm not going. I was asleep and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, so you was asleep. You woke now. Let's go. So she really can't give me a reason as to why she don't want to go. And what she told me was that she was waiting on her baby daddy to get his baby because she was going to leave the baby with him. And I refreshed her memory and told her, like, I already told you that I was taking all the kids. Like, we was just going to chill at the house and y'all could just go get y'all nails done. And I'm, like, getting angered. I'm upset because let's go. Like, why don't you want to go? I'm confused. We've been talking about it all week. It's the day of, and you just flaked out on me, and I'm trying to take you to go get your nails done. I'm confused. So at this point, like, I grab her. Like, she's smaller than me, so I grabbed her, and she grabbed me. So now we, like, wrestling and tussling. This is in a parking lot. It's raining. So we slipping and falling. We, like, slamming each other around. And honestly, to be 100 with y'all, I didn't even know this girl was this strong. Because when we dated before, I used to like rough her up and stuff. Like, I ain't really beat on her, but I used to like rough her up and she liked it. So she wasn't like fighting me back. But at this point, she's really fighting me back in this parking lot and I'm confused. I'm tossing her and I'm confused as to why we're doing this. So I let her go. And I'm like, what are we doing, bro? Like, I wanted you to go get your nails done, and now we're fighting. Like, I'm confused because at first, like, I felt like I was playing. Like, I grabbed her, she grabbed me back, and it turned into something else. And now we both wrestling in the parking lot in the fall, and I'm just confused. My girl and the kids is waiting in the car for y'all to go get y'all nails done, and I don't know no more. So the girls say, no, I'm not going. I don't want to talk to y'all. I don't know why you here. And I'm finna go in the house. I said, okay. That's all you had to say. So I get back in the car and we drive home. The whole time she's asking me what happened, I really honestly can't even tell the story. I was just mad. And I drove home and we didn't talk about that no more. That was a name that we did not speak of in our house. But the search for a third did not end. I just want to let y'all know that. Okay, so a couple weeks later, I don't even know if it was a couple weeks, it might have been a couple days, but I started talking to another girl. She was pretty cool. Like, I like the way she talked. I don't know if it's like a fire type of thing. Like, she had that fire to her. And it made me want to see what was really up. Like, if she would be interested in being involved in a relationship with a whole lot of stuff going on. So, a lot of the times I realized that me talking to females didn't go well when I told them that I had a girl at home. They would be mad because in reality, like, they wanted me, and I couldn't understand that for some reason. I just felt like they would want the same thing I want. Like, I don't understand why you don't want to be poly. So while I'm in the shower, my girl is packing my bag, and she packed my bag with the essentials. Everything that I was going to need, because she already knew what might happen while I was there, and she was cool with everything happening. She did not care.
That's why it's just best to be with one person, because that just sounds stressful as hell. I couldn't imagine having to deal with two of Sahani's.
Yeah, but anyway, I don't see how the new relationship is stressing out the older relationship. Like, why are y'all arguing about what the new girl's doing? At this point, if y'all so open to doing this, just find someone else.
Yeah,
Like,
it's supposed to treat it like trials at least. Like, this supposed to be like trials. Ain't no way we stressing over the one that just walked in the door.
I would have been so heated that I couldn't get my nails done. Like, she done switched up your whole attitude. Now I can't even get my nails done. I didn't even do nothing wrong. It went wrong every time she mentioned she got a girl at home. Girl, you got a girl at home and X, Y, Z, all this. You got a lot.
She got a whole family at home.
Have you guys ever done something like this?
No judgment. He really
Judging.
Okay, so part 5 of things my ex did and I still stayed. So I think like it was a part that got deleted out of the video of part 4. And I was trying to say that, so I was going to meet up with the new girl. And my girl at the time, she packed my bag for me. And she packed the essentials. Like, we made a plan on what I was going to do when I got there. She already told me to do what I had to do. Make sure that we get this girl to come to our house. I don't know why I let her tell me this, but I did it. So I'm like, all right, cool. She packed my bag. She made sure I had fresh towels and anything that I needed. And she also packed the little piece, the tool. But she was not finna pack her favorite one. And I got a we listen and we don't judge video. And y'all gonna know what I'm talking about. But she didn't pack her favorite. She packed one of the little ones that we had from the beginning. So cool. I'm going to the girl house. One thing I did not say, and I know I'm always leaving something out, but I got to. Why not? So one thing I did not say, this girl lived an hour away. So I needed to accommodate for that drive that was going to be an hour. So I was hoping at that point that it was going to be actually worth it, and I was actually going to get something out of it, because I was driving an hour away, baby. I don't got time, and we didn't know if I was going to be spending the night or not, but how the meetup would determine like how that would really go. So I go to the girl house. I'm on that drive. I talked to the girl halfway there, told her I was on my way. Okay, cool. I get there. So I get out the car and I got my bag handy. Put it on. Cool. So I get out the car because I see her standing outside. And when I get up close to this girl, I have never been catfished before. She really catfished me. And in her pictures that she sent me that we was talking all this time before then, she looked skinny, she was pretty, she stayed with her hair done, and she looked like she smelled good. Like, I don't know what that mean, but that's it. So I'm looking at her. I walked up. She's speaking. She's excited to see me, and I'm just really disappointed. And I couldn't give her the energy that she was giving me. But stick it out, right? So at this point, I'm trying to stick it out. I end up going upstairs with her to her apartment. So we just kicking it. I'm at her house, smoking. She's drinking. She steady offering me the liquor, but I told her like I ain't want no liquor. I just really wasn't in the mood, especially with me driving an hour away. And I knew since you fucking catfished me, I'm not spending the night. I'm going home. So she turns on the movie. We kicking it. I never said I was coming here to watch a movie, but you know, we ain't doing nothing else. So whatever. On the side texting my girl, letting her know like this ain't going right. I done got catfished. And she's laughing. She think it's funny, but I'm not playing. Like, I'm really upset. This girl really catfished me, and I don't want to be involved in this no more. So I was trying to feel her temperature, and I just wanted to see like where her head was at. So she had on like some little pajama shorts, and I was touching her, like just touching her legs and stuff, just trying to see what she was gonna do. And she was ready. I wasn't ready. And as all this is happening, she say out the blue, if we gonna have, then I gotta go get in the shower. I say, shower? Why you gotta go get in the shower? And I wasn't really trying to do that. Okay, so any logical person would know that my thought process would have been, if you thought that's what we was doing before I got over here and I got halfway and I told you that I was coming, you would have gotten the shower on my way here. Why do you need to get in the shower now? Do it stink? She was like, I just like to be fresh. Now I'm kind of turned off, and I told her like, no, I don't think like I want to do that. I think like we gonna chill. Now she mad. You just drove a whole hour away. You left your girl and your kids in the house, and you came all the way over here with me to watch a movie, and you finna leave me in here. I thought you would spend the night. Ugh. And then she said one word I didn't like. She called me a P word, and that's one thing. If you know me, you know I don't get jiggy with that. You're not finna call me that. So whatever it is that you challenged me with, now I want to do the challenge. Now it's like, okay, now I want to take over this challenge because you really called me that and you don't know why I turned you down. But okay, all right, I'm finna show you why you don't want me. So I say, I go get in the shower. She's standing there confused. Go get in the shower? You just said, I said, go get in the shower. She said, I thought you said you wasn't going to do it. I said, I was just playing. Go get in the shower. So she get in the shower, I'm getting prepared. Okay, cool. I text my girl, let her know that I was just gonna do it and then I was gonna come home. So she getting ready, she in the shower doing whatever she doing. It really irritated me, but whatever. So she come out the shower, I'm already prepared, equipped, got my suit on. So she come over there and I just let her have it. I took all my anger out from the fact that she catfished me. And she asked me to spend the night. I told her no. I put my stuff on, I left. When I got in the car, I called my girl at the time, and I told her, hey, I'm really turned off. That situation was terrible. I got catfish. I hated it the whole time. Get naked. She laughed, but she was like, all right, cool, I got you. I'll be waiting when you get here. So this was the second time that I had a failed operation and trying to find a third. And at this point, I was kind of over it. So, like, I didn't want to do it no more for a little while. So a couple of weeks later, I find this new girl. She's cool. Like, she don't have no kids. She also got an apartment. She lives close this time. I told her I had kids. She was cool with that. She ain't had no problem with that. But I did not tell her I had a girlfriend at that point. So me and the girl was meeting on a regular. At first it was in my car, and then eventually I graduated and she let me come to her apartment. I came to her apartment. I met her dog. He fell in love with me, and we would eat food all the time and just sit and have conversations. And she was a lot like me, and I didn't know that. So I'm doing all this meeting up with this girl, and I don't know if she know I got a girlfriend or not, but I wasn't concerned about that. I was just trying to have fun now. We wasn't even doing nothing, and I just wanted to be there with her. Whenever the kids would sleep, whenever everybody was down, laying down and ready to go to bed, I went outside. and I would go to like the club, or I'll go to a party or something, and then I would end up going to her house for a couple of hours, and we'll just talk, and then I would go home. My girl at the time knew all of this. None of this was a surprise to her. She knew what I was doing. Eventually, she started telling me that she wanted a dog. She felt like she was bored. She wanted a dog, and she was in love with horses, and she equates horses to Doberman pinschers. So she wanted a Doberman pinscher. I literally just looked at my phone and I got the text messages from when she asked me for a Doberman pinscher, so I could show y'all what I said. So I wasn't just being stupid, y'all. I literally was telling this girl I don't want nothing else. So look. Cool. But as with everything, I folded and I ended up letting this girl get a Doberman. And the only reason that she was able to convince me to get a Doberman was because she also told me that since she's going to get her favorite dog, I should get my favorite dog. And I was just being so stupid, but my favorite dog was a pit bull at the time. So to combat the fact that my girl at the time felt like she was bored in the house because I was leaving her in the house every night. And I didn't want to stop leaving her in the house every night because I was tired of being in the house all the time. It was too much going on in there. I didn't want to be in there no more. So I thought maybe it would be nice to accommodate her and make her feel good once again. And at that, I would still have mine I would take with me because the girl that I was messing with now had a dog as well. So the difference between me and her dog was that she wanted to keep her dog in the house with her. She wanted to hug it all night. She wanted to be with the dog when I wasn't there. My thing was I just wanted to take my dog outside. I didn't even want a dog, but if I would have one, I would take it with me. I'm not leaving my dog in the house with all of y'all so y'all could drive him crazy too. That wasn't going to happen. So boom, we both got dogs. Both got dogs. So now we have 5 kids, a bird, a fish, and 2 big ass dogs. She was doing good though. Like when I would check on the dog and make sure the dog was good, she was taking care of it. She was walking it. She was feeding it. She was making sure the kids was fed. I didn't have no protests to that. She was doing good. But let's not forget, we had a sick baby at that time. So our adopted baby needed to be taken to the hospital all the time. And I was the only person on her paperwork. So I didn't have a choice. I had to always be taking her to her doctor's appointments. I would leave my girl at the time in the house with the kids and the dog and the whatever until I got back with the baby from the doctor's appointment. So y'all, literally, we had so much going on at that point. And she was still cool with it. That was something that she wanted until her dog got sick. When her dog got sick, we kept the dogs separate so both of them wouldn't get sick. She had Giardia. If you know anything about Giardia, it's sharding. Like she sharded all over the wall. That's how we found out that she was sick. So now we got a sick baby and a sick dog. She has to take care of all these animals because I didn't sign up for all of this. I only have a fish and 2 little kids. I was helping her with the other baby, but she wanted that to be her baby. So she was doing for one and I was doing for the other. You know, we would switch swatch because we was in a relationship. These are our kids. But primarily we set this up in a way so we could both be able to maneuver without having too much on our plate. And it was working out for a little while. The kids were well taken care of. There was nothing they were lacking in. We had plenty of dog food for these big ass dogs. This loud ass bird had plenty of food. My fish got little fishies all the time. So when her dog got sick, maybe 2 weeks later, my dog got sick. I don't know if she put them in a cage together, how that happened, but now we got 2 big ass dogs sharding across the wall. She didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. We got babies crying. We got a bird squealing in the house. It's just too much going on. And that's why I used to always run away and escape. In a couple of days, I nursed my dog back to health. He's good. Her dog is still sick. And at this point, she wants to give him away. So we sell the dog, $200. Somebody comes and pick him up, he's gone. But this does not get rid of the fact that she wants a dog. That didn't go away. So we had to have the argument all over again. I had to tell her I didn't want a dog again. And she had to tell me that I was being selfish. I did not allow her to have what it was that she wanted. I was taking her away from the country and not allowing her to have any type of country. She's not a city girl, and I brought her to the city. And at this point, I'm still going outside. I'm still going outside, meeting up with this girl that I like. She cool. and we just shooting the shit like it's nothing for real. So every night I'm getting text messages saying, come home, come be with your family, why you leave us, and all of this. And it kind of made me mad because you know what the plan was. You know what we decided to do. So why do you want to act like that now? And I think it was because she thought that I was falling in love with the girl. And I kept telling her that I'm not in love with this girl. I just am trying to get an escape. And I feel like y'all have me cooped up in this house. It's too much going on. And I'm trying to go outside. So she tell me she want me to stay home now. And I got to cut the girl off. So part 6 of things my ex did and I still stayed. So I think everybody know at this point that I was head over heels. Like, I did whatever this girl wanted me to do. And it was really sick. Like, something had to be wrong with me at that time. But I'm not a Gemini, I'm not a Scorpio, and I'm not an Aries. I am a Capricorn. I don't know what that means about anything, but I'm a Capricorn. I don't know. So, what did I end up doing? She told me to cut the girl off. I cut her off. I didn't talk to her no more. And instead of telling the girl, like, I couldn't talk to her no more, I just stopped talking to her. I just cut her off. So I ghosted her. She was constantly calling me, constantly texting me, and I was just ignoring her. But I was at home more, and I was spending more time with the family and just in there with the kids. But at this point, I was kind of irritated because it was too much going on in the house, and I didn't want to be in there. I told her that. She knew that, and she just seemed to, like, ignore me at this time. So I want to say like 2 weeks went past and we was doing this in the house thing. We was not going outside. Nobody was involved with anybody else. We did not have a third. She was upset because she felt like I was in love with the girl and she didn't want me to talk to her no more. So she didn't want me to do nothing with nobody. She didn't want me to fall in love with another girl. So she was tired. So about 2 weeks went past of me being in the house with them, and I can't say that I was acting different, but I was definitely irritated by all of the chaos that was going on in the house. And she was irritated because she didn't have a dog. I was taking my dog outside all the time, doing what I need to do for him because he was still there, you know. And it was kind of like a way for me to get out the house with all these babies crying and bird chirping, dogs barking. Let's just go outside. Me and him, I would train him. We would go outside for a couple hours at night, not in the daytime. And we would just learn throughout the night. But this is still me taking time away from in the house. So what was her response to that? She wanted a dog. So guess what I did? You guessed it. I surprised her with a dog. This dog was 2 times the size of the dog we had before. And I can't even give no more excuses, y'all. I'm sorry. At this point, I don't have no more excuses. She wanted a dog because I had one, and she liked horses, so this dog was almost the size of a horse. But I did tell her, when we got this dog, I don't want to be involved with nothing. I don't want to have nothing to do with this dog. I'm not touching it. I don't want nothing to do with it. So after she got this dog, she was cool for the first month, I want to say. And then after a while, the dog started getting on her nerves. She was too big. She would pull. And she didn't want to take care of her. And not only that, but she was overwhelmed. We had too much going on. But I think it was like a subconscious thing because I didn't tell her that I was feeling this way. I was just trying to find little ways to skip out and like do stuff so I wouldn't be in the house. So she comes to me one day and she tell me like, I've been noticing that you've been kind of sad. You've been distant. You ain't really been wanting to be around me. And I don't know what it is, but I think it's been happening ever since you cut that girl off. And she like, I know at this point you in love with her and it's okay. Go talk to her. So at this point, the girl had finally left me alone and I was not trying to open that box again. So I just told her like, no, I'm not doing it. You just do what you're doing. I'm gonna go figure out what I'm gonna do. So a couple of days later, she asked me for my phone. We didn't have nothing to hide. I gave her my phone. She has my phone for a good little minute. I was watching TV. I wasn't even concerned with the phone and I wasn't worried about what she was doing, but she had my phone. When she gave me back my phone, she told me to look in the text messages. So as I'm going to the text messages, I see that she texts the girl that she just made me cut off. Basically, she made up a story and told the girl that I had been sick and that I wanted to rekindle and I wanted us to start back talking and I was so sorry and all of this. So the girl lost it. She started cussing me out. She started calling me all type of stuff and I didn't know what to say because those messages was not me and I was not even trying to connect with her again. I don't know what was going on, but so the girl like come over, we can talk. I was looking for a way out anyway, so I was like, cool, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna go see her. She was cool with it because she the one that set this up. So I told her, like, I'm about to leave. I'm gonna go and kick it with her real quick, and I'm gonna let go of some steam. Don't worry about it. She was not concerned. She let me go. So, of course, when I got to the girl house, she wanted me to explain what was really going on. And at this point, I couldn't hold it back no more from her. I had to tell her what was going on because I was just tired of doing the back and forth stuff. And I knew this time that if she told me to cut her off again, I was not cutting her off. So I needed to tell her the truth. So I told her, hey, I got a girlfriend. I don't know if you knew that already, but I'm just going to let it be known. I have a girlfriend. We got kids. She be at the house with the kids because you never asked me what happened to my kids when I'm over here with you. She be at the house with the kids. I was trying to bring you home to her. I don't know how you would feel about a poly relationship, but that's what I was trying to do. And I'm so sorry that I ended up cutting you off, but she made me cut you off. And now she hit you up again and told you that I need to kick it with you. And I never wanted to cut you off from the beginning. I really like you. I think we hit it off. I think we really cool. But this is my girlfriend, and she didn't want me to talk to you at first, but now I'm not cutting you off. If she tell me to cut you off again, I'm not cutting you off. So I didn't know, but she didn't know I had a girlfriend, and she got mad as fuck. So she mad as fuck, cussing me out. She put me out her house. Cool. I don't care. I got outside. I did what I needed to do. I left. Went back to the house. I told my girl at the time, hey, she put me out. She don't want nothing to do with me. You made me cut her off, and now she don't want nothing to do with me. She like, okay, cool. Let me see your phone. So I didn't really like the fact that the girl didn't want to talk to me. So I was like, whatever she gonna do, I'm gonna let her do it. At this point, it ain't nothing she could really mess up on because I already told her the girl know about her or whatever. So she gave me my phone back quick. And I don't know what she did on it because when I looked through it, wasn't nothing changed. So I don't know what happened. Until later on that night, she was showing me the messages, and she ended up texting this girl herself on her phone to tell this girl that she was the reason that we stopped talking before, and she's here, but she don't have no problem with us talking. She does not care. She's not going to make me cut her off no more, and she's sorry for what she did, but she just didn't understand what was really going on, and she thought that it was more than what it really was and all this. And at this point, the girl cut me off, and now only them are talking. I'm not involved in the conversation at all. They just talking all day. I could see her picking up her phone, giggling like it's funny. And when I ask her what's going on or what they talking about, she wouldn't tell me. This was cool with me because the original plan was for us to be poly. So if they gonna be cool and I could leave them in the house like my original plan was, then that's what I'm gonna do. So I just didn't say nothing. I let them talk, have their little moment because that didn't have nothing to do with me. She say, let's go somewhere in the daytime while the kids in school. We just gonna go out and enjoy our day. I say, cool. Okay. We put all the animals in their cages and we go outside after our kids go to school in the morning. So it was probably like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And we just doing stuff, just going to different stores, looking at stuff, trying to build our relationship back up. While we running these errands, she is driving. She puts the address in her GPS. She drives us there. When I look up, I'm at the girl house. I was so irritated because why would you not tell me this is where we coming? Why would you not give me the option to choose whether I want to come here or not? You just gonna bring me to this girl house. And I didn't even know to what extent they was talking, like what they was really talking about. Now we about to pull up to this girl house. You haven't told me nothing. And I asked her, like, do she at least know that we coming here? Like, you didn't even tell me we was coming here, so do she at least know that we coming? She said, yeah, she know we coming. I told her we was coming. She said, we're not going to be here for long. I just want to talk. So, part 7 of things my ex did and I still stayed. Now, I know it's starting to look like things I did and my ex still stayed, but I promise I'm the victim. None of this stuff I created on my own. None of this stuff I would have had if I was not in this crazy relationship. And I wish I had y'all with me while I was going through all of this because I would have left then. Like, I don't know. I went through a lot at that point. So I got pictures of my babies that I had at the same time. I got pictures of the animals that we had. And I also got a picture of me with my baby. And you can kind of see like up here where it's like the bird cage at the top. Y'all see that? So, yeah, that's one of them. But at this point, we at the girl house. She says she just want to talk. We go in. Now, we get in there. Everything is cool. They literally are just talking. And I'm honestly feeling out their vibe. And they get along better than me and the girl do. On top of the fact that the girl has a dog. So, the girl that I'm with at the time is really loving on this dog. She hugging on him. She all in his face. And I'm just in shock. I'm like, yes. Finally, I think I'm getting somewhere. When I walked in, I sat down. I kind of messed up a little bit. I sat down. I should have stood up like I was uncomfortable. But when I sat down and the girl sat down on the couch, we kind of looked at her like, where you finna sit? Like, sit down. Like, I don't know. But she didn't want to sit down. She sat on the floor and she played with the dog. And I realized now what she was trying to do. So females be slick. Females be slick, especially them G words. So what she was really trying to do is fill out me and the girl vibe. She wanted to see if the girl was going to do something like touch me, or like if I was going to touch her, or like if we was going to be too close, or like any inside jokes or anything like that. I think she was really paying attention to see like what we was going to do, because they talked. Yes, they had wonderful ways to carry out the conversation. They had a lot of stuff to say to each other, and it was times that I didn't have nothing to say. But she was sitting on the floor, not even by me. And like, why you won't sit by me? Like, I don't understand why you got to sit on the floor. But I let her do it. And at that point, we talked or whatever. We, of course, had to go get our kids. So we only talked for a little while. We ended up leaving and going home. This is when the drama started. When we get in the car, we driving, car ride, fine, music playing. I'm happy. My girls have met, and I'm on a path to happiness. I got all these kids, in which I love kids. Like, that's one thing that people don't know about me, is that I had no problem with having that many kids because I love kids. I love babies. And they start from babies and they grow up. And I had 2 little babies that I just was so in love with. So I was really happy. Like, I don't know how many people have ever been in a relationship where their significant other would allow them to have a third and also still have their free time to go outside and enjoy themselves. At that moment, I thought I was the man. Like, I really thought I was the man. It started getting to the point where the girl started coming over to the house. She was kicking it with us, and my girl would just leave us alone. Honestly, if I wanted to go further with that, she would not have even known. I didn't, but if I wanted to, she wouldn't have never known, because she used to leave us. But she used to come over and she cooked for us one time. She used to sit in my office with me while I do all my stuff. And she used to organize. Well, we talked about organizing. She was a Virgo, so they like to organize. She wanted to organize, especially for me, if it would get her some brownie points in being around me. And now she's invited to the house. She met the kids, and it just seemed perfect. At this point, right now, today, I'm realizing that she was trying to get validation from me because she had already done wrong. And she wanted me to do as much wrong so that she could have something to hold over my head, the same way that I would have something to hold over her head if I was like that. But in reality, like, when I forgive somebody, I don't think about that. Like, I don't think about what you did to me before, because if that was the case, then I wouldn't have forgave you. I wasn't thinking like, this girl is plotting on me. I did not suspect none of this. I was just in love and acting stupid. And sometimes when you're young and you in love, you start doing stupid stuff and nobody can stop you. Nobody can tell you anything. You have to get out of that on your own. You have to get fed up by yourself. And at that point, I was overwhelmed. Yes, but I was not fed up. But now with the girl coming over all the time and us spending separate time alone, it not turning into a poly relationship as fast as we would have wanted it to. Now me and my girl at the time, now we getting into it. I stopped letting the girl come over to the house. I told her, don't worry about it. I'm going to just come see you because I can't have you in this type of environment. It's too much going on. In reality, my girl at the time was tripping. Like, she did not want me talking to this girl again. And I told y'all, just like I told her when it happened, I'm not cutting her off again. I'm not about to keep doing this with you. You want me to pick her up and put her down, and this hurts people's feelings. I'm not like that. I'm not a heartbreaker. Like, I don't mess with everybody. I don't be out here just trying to mess with people. Like, that's not me. I don't like that. That's slimy. So the fact that I already tried to sucker this girl into being in a poly relationship and it's not going as fast as you think it should, now I have to either cut her off or we not going to be together. So I kind of told her, I'm not cutting her off. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not cutting her off. And by the way, at this point, me and a girl has started doing some stuff we probably ain't had no business doing. But I was going over her house and things got more heated than they were supposed to. And I messed up. But sometimes it take a couple times to mess up before you can really learn your lesson. If she knew I was coming, she would leave her door unlocked. And it was a time that she left her door unlocked and got in the shower. I guess she forgot. And I said I was going to get food. I guess I didn't take as long as she thought I was going to take. And by the time she got out the shower, I was just sitting there waiting on her. I mean, I wasn't sitting outside the shower. I was sitting outside the bathroom. And I guess she didn't know that I was in her house. And she came in there without no clothes on. I scared the shit out of her. But I let her know it was okay. And things went further than they were supposed to go. And I don't know. After that, it just became a regular thing. Like, it wasn't something that we planned out. It wasn't something that we even talked about. She just told me, like, hey, are you coming over today? And I'm like, yeah, I'm coming over tonight. Don't worry about it. And I would come over at night, and it was something that we did on accident. So now that this is happening, my girl at the time is upset. Like, she can sense it. I don't know if those G words be psychic or what. I don't know. She just knew. She just knew at some point. Maybe it was how I was acting or how I was looking when I came home. Whatever. She found out. She asked me, and I tried to, like, kind of say no the first couple of times she asked me, but she asked me so many times that eventually I told her, like, it wasn't really what you think it was, but it was more than what it should have been. So I'm telling her all this, and she's getting mad. I can see it all over.
I was literally thinking the same thing though. Like, there's no way that she's just okay with you going out all night and just being with whoever and not like really being mad about it. She is just trying to get you off her back about the past situation, which was a pretty big deal.
I feel like the girlfriend who's allowing the storyteller to go do everything she wants to do, I feel like she's cheating. I feel like she got another dude or somebody. But you're not, it's no way, bro. That's scary. If my woman was to allow, if you was to allow me to just go out and be free and do whatever, and it's like, oh no, like go have a ball, like 100% support, I would look at you sideways. I would assume that my partner is cheating.
Most definitely. And then she's like, oh no, like you don't want to go see her? It's okay, I'll text her for you. Or we're going to just go pop up on her.
Right.
She's like wants you to be with her so you can get out of the house.
Right. She's like literally forcing that relationship. A curious mom would just want to know why. But what do you guys think, Messy Family?
So, y'all, at this point, she mad because she just found out something that she didn't know. And she cussed me out. It was nothing I could really say because I already told the truth. It was just like I had to let her accept what had happened on her own. Like, I couldn't interfere with her thoughts. So I just didn't have nothing to say. I let her say it. Whatever it was that she needed to say, I just was there. So then she broke up with me. She said everything she had to say and then said she didn't want to be with me no more. And we was going to have to figure out how we was going to get rid of all this stuff so that we could separate. A little while later, she starts telling me that the dog that I got her, she was trying to talk to the people and get the papers for it so that she can get her registered as whatever she was trying to register her under. They told her a crazy amount of money that she had to pay to get the papers for the dog, and she got mad. She was already mad because she said that I had already spent too much on this dog and she didn't want to put double what I paid to get the paperwork for the dog. But that was the only way she would have been able to get the dog registered under whatever she was trying to do with the dog. Now, her plan was to have a dog breeding business. We came from Doberman Pinschers, and I got a pit bull, and she was going to breed those. She wanted to breed this new dog that I got. And this dog is a Cane Corso. It's not a Great Dane. It's a Cane Corso. Those dogs are big as hell, too. And she's considering giving this dog back to the lady because the lady said if you don't want the dog, you could just give her back and I'll take her back. Or you can pay me the extra money to get the paperwork for the dog. Now, me and my dude was cool. I got scammed. That's another story for another day. But they didn't have no papers for that dog. The way that they breeded that dog, the mama and daddy didn't have no paperwork or whatever. So that was not my concern. I didn't care about none of that. I still don't understand why she wanted the paper so bad. But she ended up giving the dog back to the lady. We pulled up and let the dog back out of the car. And yes, we had her for a little while. And I guess that didn't matter. The lady took the dog back. And I think it's because that lady knows she can make some money off this dog. And I think my girl at the time was trying to get rid of the dog because she didn't want to take care of this dog in reality. So now we got one less dog, but we still got a bird that she got to take care of, and we got these babies to take care of. And I was training my dog. I was doing everything that I needed to do for him. And I was helping around the house. She was doing what she needed to do. We was 50-50 in it. We was not together no more. But we were doing what we needed to do for our household. I was still going outside. And at this point, she started going outside. She would take hours and hours and hours to get dressed and do her makeup and make sure she looked nice. And I guess she thought that it was going to make me mad. But in reality, I just wanted to think and process and not be overwhelmed with thoughts of us getting something else and us adding to what we already had. I was traumatized. Don't talk to me for real, because the next time you say something to me, you're going to be trying to add something to the household, and I can't do it. And I said breeding business, but I always told her, where are you going to do this breeding business at? Because we can't breed in our house. She wanted to have every dog that she had. She wanted to have the male and female version so she could start her breeding business. She was starting breeding businesses, basically filling out papers and printing out hella packets of papers that say something about a breeding business, buying breeding books. She really wanted to breed. And I was just stuck at where these dogs were going to go. Like, what is going to happen? One of the days I thought she was going out. She didn't really go out. She went and got a bottle. We sat in the house, we drank, and things went further than they were supposed to go. And the next morning, we was back together. And I'm not telling y'all my profession, but all I'm going to say is that I'm a Capricorn. I have to make my bread. I got to make my money. Next thing that I'm about to say, y'all not going to like it, but it is what it is. We started going to pet stores because she just wanted to see pets. And she convinced me that she didn't want one. She just wanted to see them. And I was okay with that. If that meant I didn't have to buy a pet, we could go see them all the time. We would take the kids and they would pet the animals and then we would wash their hands and come home. Like, it was no big deal to me. We would go to all the little pet stores and pet all the animals and pull dogs out. And I did not think that she would want to get one. So that's why I was eager to go. Like, if that means that we don't have to get nothing else, then by all means, let's go, baby. We can go to the pet store, whatever you want to do. In the pet store with the puppies, there was a big bird. And she fell in love with him. And from there, we went to that pet store all the time. And he would get on her shoulder and she would play with him and talk to him and he would talk back. And I could just see how much it made her happy to talk to birds or talk to whatever animals that she wanted to talk to. And I would record her and I was just so happy for her because that don't mean they got to come home. At this point, like, we got all this stuff going on. I'm honestly overwhelmed. I'm trying to start dropping some stuff off. I'm trying to start, some got to give because now we don't have her dog. I never wanted a dog. So I started looking at my dog sideways. Me or you? Like, what you about to do? Because he was getting bigger. He was a pit bull. I had little babies. And he was getting aggressive, food aggressive, because I was feeding him raw, and that was probably my fault, but I was trying to be nice. It just started being too much still with a fish, a bird, a dog, and 5 kids. Oh, and let's not forget a G word. So I asked her how she would feel if I got rid of my dog. And she was kind of like hesitant at first. And she told me, like, I don't really think that you should do that. I think you only doing that because I got rid of mine and I'm hurt about it, but I'm going to be okay. And you shouldn't do that because you're going to be feeling the same pain that I'm feeling. She didn't realize that. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm okay. He can go. Like, I'm all right. So now that we've gotten rid of her dog, she wanted a dog so bad, she started really paying attention to my dog. Now she's playing with him and she wanted him to stay at home with her when I left and went outside. And now that we back together, it was no problem. Like, I wasn't going outside to go mess with females no more. And I was still talking to the female, but I was kind of like shading her off. I didn't go see her as often. I would sneak over there every once in a while, but it was nothing. This time it was nothing. So one time I'm gone and I'm outside and she calls me and tells me I have to get rid of the dog. And I start laughing because what did he do? You were just telling me you didn't want me to get rid of him. What happened? What changed so fast? What did he do? He had to do something. Y'all, I laugh every time I think about what she told me. She said that my dog got mad about something. I think she took his toy away from him and she was playing with him. And he grabbed her off the couch by her hoodie. And she put her head down and he grabbed her hood and pulled it over her head. And he was yanking it and pulling her across the floor very aggressively. And she said that she was afraid for her life. She didn't know if he was going to bite her or not. And I was gone and I wasn't answering my phone at the time. Whatever it was, she couldn't reach me. And she was distraught. Like, I don't know. I didn't do it. And I was looking at him like, what did she do to make you act that crazy like that? Now she want to get rid of you, son. Like, I don't really know what you want me to do with this. But like I said, pit bulls are aggressive and we have babies. And I asked you if you wanted me to get rid of him and you told me no. So now at this point, I have to go back and talk to myself and try to figure out what I want to do. Because I asked you, you said no. Now, am I doing this because you want me to do it? Or am I doing something for once that I want to do? Part 9 of things my ex did and I still stayed. But for real though, how y'all think that look? Like, y'all don't want to know how it look. After a while, he was just being bad and I couldn't keep training him how I wanted to because he wouldn't listen. He stopped being receptive to the treats and I had a lot going on. So I was like, I'm cool. Like, if we gonna do something like to get rid of him, I'm cool. We can figure out where he can go and get him a good home. I loved this man. Like, y'all should see him. He is amazing looking. Like, I got a picture of him right here. But I got his ears clipped. I got him bulky a little bit. He was still a little short, little bully. But he was cute. Like, I don't know. I really liked him. But I just had too much going on. I couldn't keep him. So we still going to pet stores. We just looking and letting her play with this bird that she likes to play with all the time. And that was it. Like, we take the kids and we had a good time. We started going to bird stores and we started looking at birds because we seen that she really liked that bird. So she wanted to go explore all the bird stores in the city. We would go to the swap meets. They had birds and they had fish and they had all type of animals and like little other stuff that we would just walk around looking at. One of those times we went to a bird store, she had just got paid. And she had got paid a lump sum from something she had did. That ain't had nothing to do with me. It wasn't my money, but this was her plan the whole time. And it was one of these particular days we was out looking at birds and letting her play with them and get to know them. It was a couple of them that I really liked. And they really liked me. For some reason, it might have been my hair. I don't know, but they really liked me. And I think that's what she wanted. I think she wanted me to feel like they really liked me so that I would want to get one. She had always told me about this one bird that she really wanted, and it was beautiful, and she wanted to have it since she was a little kid. She always imagined herself with this bird. Well, I wasn't afraid because we couldn't find this bird in anywhere where we lived at. It was in like a couple states across, and I was glad about that. If anything, she would have driven to go get a bird and she would have to tell me. And at that point, we would have to deal with it how we deal with it. But I wasn't trying to even think about getting another animal. So one day we're going into the bird stores and we are looking at all of them and they are amazing. Like, they play with you, they dance, and she was dancing with them and we was having fun doing what we do on a regular basis. And one of those times she turned the corner to look at something else. She seen the bird that she always wanted. I already told you that she had a lump sum of money, and yeah, we know where this is going. So we in the store really contemplating. She's begging me and I'm telling her, the bird we got at home plucking his feathers. You need to figure out what's going on with him. I don't know what's happening, but he going crazy. And I think it's because he tired of being in this house. We need to find somewhere for him to go. You gonna get another bird so they can pluck her feathers? Oh, Lord. So she made a valid point. In all of Baby Bird's life, which is the bird that we already have, we name him Baby Bird. Out of all of his life, I haven't had to do nothing for him. And she was right. I didn't have to do nothing for Baby Bird. That was her bird. She took care of him. She took him out of the cage and he would be on her shoulder. He did attack me a couple times, which I didn't appreciate, but that wasn't my bird. Anytime he got on me, I told her, get your bird, get your bird. But anyway, we in the bird store and we thinking about what we gonna do about this bird. It costs a lot of money. I'm not about to say how much it costs because y'all already think I'm rich and I'm not about to even start with that. But it's a bird. It costs a lot of money. She wants it. She has a lump sum of money. She buys it. Not my bird, not my money. She made it seem like I couldn't say nothing. So she brings it home. So we now have 2 birds, a fish, and 5 kids. This bird is bigger. She talks, and she can fly. Our first bird can fly a little bit, but he can't really fly like that. And he's loud. Birds that don't know how to talk are loud. They just chirp all day. So that's what I'm dealing with. A chirping bird all day, and one of them that she's talking to. Both of them, I can't even go downstairs at this point. I can't even travel to the kitchen to go get me something to eat in the middle of the day because they think the house is their house. They don't like each other. They jealous because they both love her. And she always forget to close the cage when she leave and go to school. And one of them is way bigger than the other one. They like to get in my hair, and I don't know how to control birds. I don't know how to handle them. I've been squeezed it. And it was just a lot. Like, I couldn't even travel to go downstairs. It got to the point where Baby Bird would escape the other bird and he would come upstairs. Now I can't. Birds don't know how to hold their bowel movements. And it's just becoming a lot at this point. I'm fighting with this bird to get him in the cage. He's outsmarting me and I don't want to squeeze him. I am terrified of him, and she's gone to school or to work and I have to deal with this whole house. It's just a lot. So when we went and got the bird, there was something that we forgot. We forgot to pay the car note. And when I say we forgot to pay the car note, the lump sum that she was supposed to get was supposed to be to pay the car note. We hadn't paid it for a couple of months, so we wanted to make sure that this check that she was getting, we were going to put it to the car note. Well, I guess we forgot about the car note, or she forgot about the car note, because that money was her money. And at that point, now we scraping up, trying to figure out what we're going to do for the car. I decided we were just going to put the car in the garage, and we was going to make the money and try to figure out what we was going to do. But it was a couple thousand that we needed to build up, and we had just spent a good amount on this bird. We actually spent the exact amount that we needed for the car note and put extra towards it to get the bird. So now not only are we broke, we in the negative. We pulled from some whatever it was that we had at the time, and now we don't even have a means to do anything else. So the car was getting fixed. It had an AC blowout, and I was getting it fixed, and I left it outside, and they came and got it. But she was happy as long as she got her bird. So I'm still working. I'm busting my butt trying to make sure I take care of my car note. And I guess I didn't make it fast enough. One of those times I pulled the car out of the garage, it was gone. And this was the family car. This was the car that transported all 5 of our kids. And when we had dogs, they would transport the dogs as well. It was enough room for everybody, but my car was gone. I was miserable. Like, now I really got to stay in the house with y'all. I don't know what now to do. We both had jobs, and we both had to make sure we got the kids where they needed to go. And we only had one car, and it only had 3 seats in it. So we decided that we would find somebody who would want to take the bird, and we would sell the bird. That was the only thing that we could do. It was the only thing that was enough money that we could get this car back. We really needed our car. So we found a man on Craigslist who would take baby bird and who would take the bigger bird for us. And he would give us some money, but he did not give us what we spent on this bird. And we gave him baby bird for free. I was the one that convinced her to get rid of baby bird because he was plucking his feathers. He was not happy in our house. We did not have enough time for him. We had stuff to do, too many kids. And I, like I said, was trying to get rid of stuff. I knew that we had been bumping heads, and I just did not feel like this was going to be something I wanted to be left with by myself. So part 10 of things my ex did and I still stayed. So now we didn't have no birds. We didn't have no dogs. We just had a fish and 5 kids. And I could tell this was really eating her up. She could not deal with the house being a little bit quiet. And I say a little bit because we have little babies. They cry all day, especially the sick one. So with that being said, you should be fine and able to take care of our kids. I started noticing that when I would come home, that was when she would get up out of the bed and take care of the responsibilities that I asked her to take care of while I was gone. Which was simple stuff like making sure that we had dinner ready by the time it was almost time for the kids to come home. Like making sure our laundry was clean, like stuff like that. I would notice that she would wait until I came home to get started on those things. And that's what made me realize that she was depressed. Like, she was very to herself. She wanted to be in the bed. She didn't want to talk. And she didn't want to talk to me because she knew that she was trying to add something extra to the picture. And she knew what I would say already before she even said anything. So she just kept it to herself. She would start talking about a business. I would not ask questions because I know what the business is about. And I don't got time to even talk about that right now. And when I didn't ask questions, she would walk away. This was really affecting our relationship at this point. Like, we couldn't even have a conversation without her getting mad or me getting mad because it's either she gonna talk about a dog or I'm gonna say I don't want one. I was over animals. Like, I used to love animals. Now, you couldn't pay me to get an animal. And my fish don't do nothing. He sits in his tank. Yes, we do gotta raise these kids, but there's nothing we can really do about it. And I thought we was okay. I guess to her, we wasn't okay. She was really depressed. I don't know if y'all ever lived in a household with somebody who gets mad and then they don't say nothing for days, and now y'all walking past each other and y'all not talking, or when you talk to them, they don't say anything at all. They just walk away from you because they irritated, and when you ask them why, it's because they say they don't want to say anything that's going to make you mad. So every opportunity I got, what did I do? I went outside. I made plenty of friends. I started talking to people. It was this friend group that I started mingling with, and I was enjoying myself. I'm not about to sit in the house and be miserable. I am a happy person. I wake up happy. I go to sleep happy. If you are not happy every day next to me, I cannot have you right there by me. So it would get to the point where now she was really so depressed that she stopped helping me take care of the babies. So now we have a little baby and a little bit bigger baby who has a couple of issues, and they need assistance. They need attention. They need baths and tummy time, and they need these things. And it was really becoming difficult for me because I was doing everything when it comes to these babies. I was coming home from work and noticing that they had full diapers. Not saying that she was leaving them for hours and hours, but I don't know what was going on. When I came back in the house, she would be in the bed sleeping or upset and not wanting to talk. And I would come and check on the babies, and they would be rolling around goo goo gaga full diapers, and I would have to change them in my uniform. So it made me mad, and I ended up saying something to her because just because you're upset and I know what you're upset for does not mean that you can take it out on these babies. She started telling me how our older baby, which was the adopted baby, and I say adopted because it's easier, but we were fostering. We were not fully completed with the process of adoption, but we were going through the process. But our older baby, she was an issue. She was having seizures. This was her lifestyle. She already had this before we got her. She had problems. We were just good parents and trying to help her and trying to be there for her and stick it through and see what it was that we could do to help her be a normal kid. And just because she came from a messed up household, from a messed up family, does not mean that her life had to be bad. So she told me that the babies were becoming too much, that the older baby with her problems, she cried a lot, and she didn't know the reason why she cried a lot. Well, I picked the baby up, and she did cry a lot, don't get me wrong, but I'm okay with that. When it comes to babies, I understand that they're going to cry. And when they do cry, it's either I'm going to try to figure out what's wrong with them, or I'm going to put them down, and I'm going to walk away for a second. Maybe they'll calm down. If not, I will revisit, and I will come and see what's wrong with them, try to do the same things I did, maybe do something different. Maybe I'll notice something different about the baby. But I was not leaving them where they were crying. Like, we have to figure this out. But she did cry a lot, and when she would start crying and get herself flustered, she would have I think they call it an absent seizure. So it was stressful for her because this baby is growing up, and she's still having these problems, and we're not her parents. We don't know what's wrong with her, but we're trying. She got to the point eventually where she's telling me that she think we should get a baby back. She's telling me that she wants a dog. There's nothing I can do. She's going to get a dog. But if that means that we cannot be together, she's willing to let me go for her dreams and her business. And with that being said, this baby having all these issues, she didn't want to leave me in a situation with a baby that needed help. And I didn't really understand because we also have another baby, but who am I? So she's telling me that she does not feel like we should have this baby, and it hurt my feelings really bad. I could not stomach it, and I told her, don't worry about it. I'll just take care of him by myself. But once again, my family and friends talking to me, telling me that is not a good idea. This baby has problems. It's only one of you. If this girl planning on leaving you, now you're about to be left with 2 kids, and you already got a fish, and you're trying to figure your life out. You've been with this girl for a couple of years. Y'all probably do need to separate, and she needs to find her own way, and you need to find yours. But if you have this baby on you, you're not going to be able to take care of nothing. But being by myself and working for the post office, it was too much. Like, they are very demanding and the hours are weird. And me having 2 babies by myself and an older kid, it would have just been chaotic, especially with the fact that she needed more help than regular babies. So I cried about it. It hurt my feelings a lot, but I did what I had to do. I accepted it, and I called the foster lady and let her know that she could come get this baby. It was long and hard for me to do that, and I don't know how I got through it, but I did. And she didn't understand what was happening. She was just being herself that day. And the lady came over and we had a talk. And she said, "What do you want to do?" I told her what we were going to do. She said, "Okay, can she stay here for 2 more weeks? I have to figure out where she's going to go." And that even hurt me because now she got to find out where this baby going to go. Like, so the whole 2 weeks, I'm really bonding with her. I'm showing her how much I love her. And she's really growing. And something in me was just like, call the lady and tell her you don't want to do it no more. Call her, please call her. She looked at me like I was her mama. And it hurts me that my significant other that we got this baby with, she does not look at her like she's her mother. But in reality, it's because the girl that I was with stopped caring for them when she couldn't get what she wanted from me. She knew my weaknesses and she knew that I love babies and she knew that this baby was going through a hard time. So she felt like if she got me that, then I would be happy. And her creating my happiness would allow me to create her happiness and me to tell her, yes, she could get whatever it is that she wanted to get out of me. So the day came that our baby had to leave and we broke down. The lady pulled me to the side and she asked me, "Is this your decision or is this your girl's decision?" I let her know that me and my girl wasn't going to be together too much longer and that I couldn't deal with having this sick baby by myself. So she told me there's resources, there's places that will help you. And I was just standing strong on how I felt because I had told my family that I was not going to keep this baby. They had already explained to me the multiple reasons as to why I should not be keeping this baby. And although I was very hard-headed, when I get to a point where I realize that it's me and that I'm the person that needs to be making the decision at this point, I'm going to make that decision. I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm not going to stall. I'm not going to make up excuses. I'm going to do what it is that they're telling me to do because it's a reason. It's a reason for everything, and I'm not that hard-headed. So the lady takes the baby. They leave. And I was so sad. I looked up at her and she had no emotion. It didn't look like she really cared. And she was there for me. She gave me a hug and she held me while I cried. But she didn't have no feeling.
That's a terrible reason to adopt a kid.
They knew when they decided they were going to be fostering the child in the beginning that she had seizures and everything.
Right.
And now it's like, now it's too much because you guys are having relationship problems.
I'm actually happy that they ended up giving that baby back. And I hope that that child actually found a better home. No offense to them, but like she said, she got a lot of stuff going on. They shouldn't have never adopted a kid in the first place when you already got 4 kids. It was all selfish from the jump. Like, it was all funny until the baby part came up, and it was like, oh, that's crazy, bro.
It just reminds me of like them situations where it's like people are only with you for you, not because you guys have kids together. Like once you guys split up, they no longer want to be in their child's life. It's like one of those situations, I feel like, with her girlfriend. She was all for it when their relationship was good and thriving. And now it's like, now I don't feel no type of way if this baby leaves us.
The original girlfriend, she just seems like she don't know what she wants in this lifetime. She lets the storyteller do whatever she want and then complains about it like you wasn't just okay with it. I can't even feel bad for her because like you allowed it from based off what the storyteller is saying. Obviously, it's always 3 sides to a story.
And then, for her to even say like, oh, maybe we should give the baby back, but I want to get another dog. Like, what type of selfish person do you have to be, especially to keep getting pets and then getting rid of them? Like, what? I'm trying to really understand the thought process behind this.
But okay, back to the story. So at this point, we gave up the baby and we don't have as many animals. So what would y'all think? Y'all would think that she would be happy, like she would be able to focus. And I didn't say this before, but I'm going to say this now, that she was in school. So a lot of the time she should have been studying. She should have been paying attention to the stuff that she had going on in class. But instead of focusing on class, she wanted to focus on adding stuff to our life and driving me crazy and trying to figure out what I'm doing in the middle of the night. Now, y'all might blame me for some of the stuff that I did, but just think about if you're in a household with somebody that's like this. I don't know what y'all think that is supposed to come out of this, but I'm not about to sit in here and allow everything to crawl on top of my head. Y'all, I was already running from the bird. So, I was in here stressing out. So after the baby was gone, we didn't have as much going on. We had one baby, 3 little kids, and no birds, but we did have a fish. And the fish was cool, but we got another one. I feel like my fish was miserable. He needed a sister. He needed a sister. So let's not do too much on me. Then after a while, I was so sad that I didn't have my baby no more that I just started researching stuff. At that point, I wanted a cat. I ain't never liked cats all my life. I wanted a rabbit. I ain't never had rabbits all my life, but I feel like I wanted to do these things because I was with somebody who liked animals so much, and I feel like she had all the experience in the world, and I just didn't want to be feeling like I was missing something. I didn't want to feel like I was missing out on anything. So guess what we did? Y'all ready? So we got a rabbit. And not only did we get a rabbit, we got 2, a boy and a girl. And I promise, I know y'all gonna stop looking at me after this, but that was the last time. And the rabbits didn't last one day. After a day, I couldn't do it. I already didn't want no more animals. I was just doing stuff, and we got rid of them. We took them back to where they came. It was no hard feelings. They didn't miss anything. They just spent a couple hours in our house. But at that point, and that point only, was I fed up. I was done. I was done with all the extra stuff, adding stuff onto us and subtracting stuff from us. I was done. I was tired. I was done with all the arguments. I was done with all the everything else. I was just done. And our relationship was not bad. Other than all the adding stuff to our relationship, it was not bad. When I say this girl was I promise you, I met my match with that one. I promise you, I met my match. And I ain't even gonna say I met my match. I feel like she was more hyper than me. And that's crazy. When it comes to me, that's crazy. To be more hyper than me, I don't know. But I dealt with that. And that was another thing that I was dealing with in the household. And I feel like if I wanted to bring a third in, that they would help me with that, because that was a lot that I was dealing with. And I felt like what I was doing at the time wasn't enough. So at that point, I was done with having a third, but it was something that was lingering on in my brain. It's not something that I forgot about. But I think I started to grow and develop and realize that it's not a third that I want. It's something else. I don't want to do this anymore. So I think I kind of detached from the relationship at that point, and I was still there. We still lived together, but mentally I was gone. So as much as we went through, I know y'all can tell, y'all would have been gone. But at this point, I was getting to the point where I was done. And she, I told y'all, she lived in the country. So when I brought her to where I lived at in the city, it would be difficult for me to say, oh, go home, or I don't know what you're going to do, but you got to get out of here, because she lived far away. And it's not right to tell somebody, yeah, come over here with me right now, but when I get tired of you, you got to go. So I didn't want to do that. But I was exploring and getting to know what was out here where I live at, and not being so cooped up in feelings and any type of emotions that have anything wrapped around an animal or wrapped around adding any other responsibilities to my life. I also started to realize that everything that she contributed to the household was not something that she upkept. So I realized that her being in school and failing multiple times throughout the whole city, I realized that was something with a commitment type of thing that she couldn't deal with. I realized when it comes to grabbing that baby and having to get rid of her at that point when she started being too much, I realized that she just couldn't handle the pressure of going through things. And it just came up in every situation. And I got to the point where I asked her, like, what is the problem? Like, why do you keep adding stuff to our life and not helping me? Because I'm dealing with all of this and you're not doing anything for me. Well, her answer to that was that she likes bringing in new life. And when she said she liked bringing in new life, I was kind of confused. What does that mean? Like, you don't like taking care of the life that we have right now, but you like bringing in new life. I never understood it for real, and that's why I say, like, I will never date another G word. Like, I will never do that again because it's just too much brain power that goes into that I don't have. As a Capricorn, I don't think that much, and I don't want to start thinking that much because I already overthink as it is. But that was overthinking times 20, and it was too much, and we couldn't build on anything. So like I said, I was going outside. And it got to the point where I was going outside and I was actually not closed-minded to meeting people. So one of these times I went outside, like I said, I went to my auntie's house a lot. And there ended up being somebody that I met. I met this girl. She was at the barbecue with my family. And in some type of way, she was mingled in the family. But when I met her, she was cool. Like, she was really bubbly and really funny, and we was all drinking and having a good time for a holiday. I don't remember what holiday it was, but I do remember we was all drinking and having fun, and it was a point in time where we bumped into each other. Now, I didn't even notice this person, but we bumped into each other, and that's when I noticed. And I noticed, and she was pretty, and she was funny, and at that point, I kind of started paying attention, but not really too much. And the reason why I didn't pay too much attention is because she had a girlfriend. Her girlfriend was sitting right there with her, but it was kind of like there was a spark that her girlfriend didn't catch. And I'm not the type of person to mess with people's girlfriend at all, but it was kind of a sticky situation. Like, I went over there, I was chilling, and I was really trying to get away from my girl at the time. So I went over there to just drink and have a good time with my family. And when I went over there, there were other people there, and she was cool. We bumped into each other. We said, excuse me. We went our own separate ways. And then when I went into the kitchen, my family came in there and they was asking me, like, what you think? Like, what do you think you want to talk to her, or what you think you want to do? And at this point I was kind of confused. Like, don't y'all see that girlfriend right there? Like, what are you talking about? Talk to this girl. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't even see if she was cute or not. Like, I didn't even pay attention for real because her girl is sitting right there. I'm not going to look into this girl eyeballs. And they was like, you should just try. Like, you should just shoot your shot. Like, I think y'all would be really nice together. And I think you would really like her. And regardless of her girlfriend sitting right there, her girlfriend ain't cock blocking on nothing. And you go ahead, you should do your thing and see where it go. And I'm really feeling them out. Like, what you mean? Like, see where it go? Like, this girl is sitting here with her girlfriend, and they told me, like, it's okay. Like, just do what you're gonna do. It's not gonna change nothing. Just see where it could go. If it don't go nowhere, then that's cool. But if it do, then you see where it go. But we just trying to, see what you want, see what you like. So I pulled my drink, and I went outside. And I hate this about me is that I take challenges so tough. Like, once somebody give me a challenge, once somebody say it's something that I need to conquer, I'm going to do it. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. And I don't really have a plan going into it, but I'm going to do it. So I started going outside, just trying to see, like, what was really going on in the situation. Okay, part 12 of things my ex did and I still stayed. So I'm mingling. I'm talking, getting to know people. So I sit down next to another person that was at the party, and we had a conversation, but it was mainly about the girl who I was watching. And I was watching her. She was in her zone. She was happy, and I think she was happy to be drinking, but I mean, whatever the reason was, she was happy, and I liked her vibe. She was cool, and we was talking. Like, all of us was talking in a circle. So it wasn't like her girlfriend would have seen that me and her was just talking, but we was talking amongst everybody. And she was kind of messed up at the time, so it wouldn't have been like no conflict. We was all just having a good time. So the other person that I was talking to at the party just so happened to be her mom. I didn't know that was her mama, but we started talking. I told the mama what I do and how I am, and she liked me. Like, she didn't want her to be with her girlfriend no more. She wanted her to be with me. So her mama also said, shoot your shot. And that was an open door for me. I gave her mama my number so that she can have my number just in case I didn't get a chance to shoot my shot. And after I got done talking to moms, I went and I got a chair, pulled it up behind the couple, and sat there and mingled with them. What? Was that bad? Was I not supposed to do that? I don't know. So I'm sitting behind them and they have a conversation and I can overhear them talking. And her girlfriend is telling her that she's tired. She want to go lay down on the couch in the living room. And she told her, go ahead and lay down on the couch in the living room. So I hear that. I'm like, wait. Whoa. Hold up. Things are working out too good. Hold on. You what? Okay. So I watched her. She left. She went and go lay down and went to sleep. Let me let y'all know something. Don't ever in your life leave your girl and go to sleep at a party. Never do it. It's not cool. I don't know what made her think that was okay. I don't have no answer for that. But she left the door wide open. And if a girl wasn't open to talking to nobody else, it wouldn't even be an issue. But it's the fact that she was open to talking to other people. And I realized this right after her girlfriend went to sleep. So I was getting me a drink and I went to try to be sneaky. I did, to try to go make sure the girl went to sleep. So here I go make my drink. At the same time, I'm going through the house. I played like I had to use the bathroom. And I searched the whole house. And I forgot that she said she was going to lay on the couch because I walked right past her. When I came back, what do I see? She's stretched out on the couch, sleep. Her girl in the backyard, having a good time, drinking, playing with everybody else. And honestly, at this point, it started to feel like something they was used to doing, something they did all the time. But my family told me to shoot my shot. And after they told me that, it was over from there. Like, you can't tell me to shoot my shot, or you can't tell me that there's a challenge at hand and that I shouldn't try to get the reward from the challenge. There's a challenge, I'm going to do it. So what I do, I sat right behind her. Her girlfriend was in there going to sleep. And what did she say to me? You could come sit next to me. I'm like, who, me? I could come sit next to you. Okay, you ain't got to tell me twice. What I do? Get up. I sat right next to her. What's up? What we got going on? First of all, give me your Snapchat, because you don't know your girlfriend in there sleep. Like, am I the only one that's scared? Like, and it's not that I'm scared for me. I'm scared for you. Like, what? So she gave me her Snap. Cool. I say, hey, y'all, I'm finna go. I'm finna go home to my girl and my kids. I got a lot going on at home, and it's a lot going on over here. I'm gonna just go before anything get more chaotic than it needs to be. So I go home, and it was cool. I went home, went to bed, woke up the next morning like nothing happened. But I had this on my line, and I was happy about it. I was okay with having something that I didn't share with my girlfriend at the time, because I knew we wasn't going to be together for long. She had already said it, and I can only take so many breakups. After you break up with me so many times, I can't even think about being back with you, because now I feel like I'm desperate. So she wasn't breaking up with me. She was making sure she did everything she needed to do, and we was just doing our thing. But at this point, we realized that we were not going to last long. We had plenty of talks about it. And if we separate, what we going to do and how we going to do it. And it was always a concept that we came to the end of it, realizing that we cannot agree on anything. And we need to figure out where we want to go with this, because now at this point, it seems like we're both in each other's way. You want to be a breeder. You want to be a dog breeder. You don't want to be a veterinarian, and you want to be the thing that you're in school for, which is something completely different. And that's okay. Who am I to take that away from you? But what I want to be is not anywhere near where you want to be. And I don't want to be in a household with all the things you want to be. And I just cannot handle all of this. So we knew that we were not going to last long. We were just trying to figure out what we're going to do with the kids after we separated, because we planned on being co-parents. At the same time, I am on the phone getting to know this new person. We are talking, and she is cool. Like, she from the same place I'm from, and she is not like extra trying to build onto stuff, and her sign is really close to my sign. So I feel like she was able to understand me better. And I feel like we bonded upon the fact that she lived with her girlfriend and I lived with my girlfriend. And we made this plan up that we were going to leave who we were with and get together. So that's what we were building on. At this point, I had separated my office to the garage. So I was going and studying in the garage, but I was also on the phone a lot. A lot of my DIY projects I did on the phone with this new person. She would spend a lot of her work days on the phone with me, and we were just alike. So it was hard for anybody to say that we shouldn't be talking. And why I say G words are psychic. There was one point in time we sat down, and I think we was driving somewhere, and she told me that she think that I'm going to get with somebody that was way worse than her. She was like, you think that I'm so bad, and you going to get with somebody that's 2 times worse than me. And then you're going to be crying. Then you're not going to know what to do, and you're going to be stuck in that relationship like you've been stuck in this relationship. At that point in time, I did not know who she was talking about. And she even said the girl's name to a T, where it was like she knew what I was going to go through because she could see through my future. Now, another thing she said in that conversation in the car stuck with me. She also said, I feel like I'm ruining your life. I feel like all of these things that we had and that we built into and that we invested in were not things that you originally wanted. And I feel like a lot of the times, the things that we have are just a burden on you. And you don't want to deal with all this stuff. And you don't want to keep going through the same motions over and over again. But for some reason, I keep dragging you through it. And at that point, I was kind of like, you kind of right. Hold up. What you say it again? And at that point, that was another field test because I was not supposed to agree. And at the time when we were having the conversation, I got excited about it, and it was like a realization for me. But she was testing me, and she told me that the test really was for me to tell her that it wasn't her fault and that she didn't send me through all of this, and that this was our life and that we were going to build on it and we were going to be perfect and that we wouldn't have no problems after this and everything would be fine. But honestly, like I told y'all, I had already disconnected from the relationship and I was tired of the motions. And I knew that we were just going to keep going in a circle and keep on having the same disagreements. And I really didn't like disagreeing. I don't like disagreeing at all. But to disagree every day is insane. We can't have enough stuff. What I'm doing is not good enough for you, so you need to add a third. On top of the fact that you want to have a friend because you feel like what you're talking to me about, I'm not interested in. We need to have millions of babies and millions of animals. And it was just a lot. Like, I think y'all know, like, it would be a lot for you. So just imagine my feelings at that point. And I could not handle it no more. And I let her have it. Like, I let her know, yes, you are the reason we have all this stuff. I didn't do this. This was not something that I wanted. You are the reason we have all this stuff. And I'm not about to say that you didn't contribute all this stuff to our life. You did. And yes, look around. It's yours. And my problem was that I always told her that I'm going to get her everything she ever asked me for. Everything that she ever wanted. Part 13 of things my ex did and I still stayed. So where we at? We at the point where I am getting tired of the relationship. I started talking to somebody else, and it is comfortable for us because she got somebody else So we doing the same thing basically. I'm in the house, my girl at the time, and she is very depressed because she does not have anything extra added on to our life. After we got rid of the rabbits, we didn't have nothing for a little while. A couple of months go past, and I really didn't think that we would ever come up on trying to have another animal because she kept telling me that she didn't want to do that no more. Whatever it was that she was looking for, she was not looking for it no more. She was just going to wait until we separated, and then she would probably get a dog, maybe, maybe not. It was a couple of months where we had our kids and our new baby, and we were putting into them and just trying to be better parents and trying to be co-parents at the same time. But I also had some people that I was talking to on the side. Well, I had one person that I was talking to on the side, and she had whoever she was talking to on the side. And this was fine with us. We didn't have no issues. She was not in my business. I was not in hers. She, at this point, moved all of her stuff to the garage, and she was out there painting, trying to make it look homey because she realized that we were not going to be together, and she didn't want to see me with nobody, and she didn't want to restrict me from having company in the house. So she decided that she would just move into the garage. While she was in the garage, she manipulated me again, telling me that she felt like she wanted somebody to talk to and somebody to be there for her while she was going through what she was going through with me, and she didn't want it to be me. So she used that excuse to drive all the way to California and go get her a dog. This dog was a little bit different from all the other dogs. It was because it was a Maltese. And she told me that she got the Maltese because I had Maltese all my life. That was the dog that I had. And I knew how to deal with them, and I know how to groom dogs. So she felt like it would have been easier to pay me to groom her dog or to teach her how to groom so that she can learn how to do it herself, and that it wouldn't be something that was big inside the house that would be taking up any space, because she wanted something to talk to. And y'all keep saying, like, where was the kids? Where was the kids? The kids were there. She was talking to them. She was doing her motherly duties, but she still was trying to add other stuff to our life and not hold on to nothing. And I say that because she was also in every school around the city and did not pass any of them. She was failing, trying to see where I was going, trying to see what I was doing. But I really don't know now if that was the reason why. A little while after talking to this new person, I found out that she not only had a girlfriend, but she also had a boyfriend. She had 2 kids as well, and she was a lot like me. The only difference is that she was bisexual. And my ex at this point, she was just completely out of line. She went, after she got that first Maltese, she went without me even knowing to someone else's house in the city that we lived in and got another Maltese. So now at this point, she had 2 Maltese, and the second one, she basically told me that I told her that I didn't want to hear nothing else about a dog, and we're not together, so she felt like she could just do what it is that she wanted to do. We got into it real bad at that point, because now you just disrespecting me. I don't know what it is that you're trying to do. I don't know what it is that you want me to do after you do all of this, but at this point I'm starting to feel disrespected, and we have to come to a common ground because we still live together and we are co-parenting. She basically told me to mind my business and that she would be living in the garage anyway, so I wouldn't even have to see the dogs. I was cool with that. Go do what you gotta do, get out, like just go. So we got to the point where we just were not speaking at all. And she was not taking care of these dogs. These dogs were, one of them was eating the other one's food and not letting the other one eat, until I realized what was really happening. They were peeing and pooping in the house, and I ended up starting to take them out because it was just too much for me, and I can't bear seeing an animal either be in a cage for a long time or not go out for a walk, and you are upset at the dog for having an accident when they didn't go for a walk. So now at this point, this dog starts becoming my responsibility, and I hated it, but I was just glad that it wasn't a horse again. Like, I couldn't do the horse poops. If it was something from a Maltese, okay, but we're gonna have to figure something out. After all of that, I run across a post on Facebook that was made by my ex that she said something about her not being happy where she was and that it's been a trying time with her being here and that she was ready to leave. And I asked her, "Are you ready to leave? Is this true?" And she told me, yeah. I asked, "How are you going to leave? What are we going to do? What are we going to do about the baby? What are we going to do about the dogs?" And she was just saying that she was going to get away for a little while. She don't know how long, but she just going to get away for a little while. I asked her when. She couldn't give me a time, but she said she'll get it together and she would let me know. So one day, I'm on the phone with this new girl I started talking to, and she comes in and she tells me, "Hey, I need you to get off the phone. We have something we need to talk about." And I was irritated because that don't even sound right. But okay, what is it that we need to talk about? I get off of the phone. She was coming in to let me know that she already had her bags packed and that her and the kids were leaving. She still didn't know how long she was going to be gone, but she didn't like flying, so she was going to drive anyway, and then she would just let me know when she got there how long she was going to be there. She said she had already got the rental, and it was sitting outside, and she had her kids already ready, and they were all about to get in the car. Now, I remind you, these were my kids as well. For a couple of years of their life, I actually watched one of them be born. So it was kind of hurtful for me to know, like, such short notice that my kids were leaving and that it was nothing I could really do about it because everything was already paid for. But I honestly felt like we both needed a break from each other, so I didn't fight it. I just let her go. So while she was gone, I was building my relationship with this girl, and I thought she was never coming back, honestly. After about 3 days, she called me again, letting me know that she found out when she would be coming back and that she realized we just need a little bit of space away from each other and that she had gotten the space that she needed and that we were going to be fine and she was going to stop doing all the stuff that she was doing. And at that point, I had to shut it down. No, baby, you can't come back here. I already felt like I was halfway in a relationship at this point, and on top of the fact that a rebound comes from a relationship ending. And I really liked the new girl, and I really did not want to ruin it with her by getting back with my ex. Especially since I knew that me and my ex was not meant for each other at this point, and I knew that it wasn't going to be no good coming out of this. We were just going to keep having the same roller coaster. We got into it really bad when I told her she wasn't coming back, but eventually she started catching it and she told me that it was nothing that she could do, and she hopes that I change my mind one day, but until then, she would stay away from me and she would leave me alone. So I've lost a lot at this point, and I've lost my kids and one of my babies, and I just was a mess. I needed somebody to talk to, so it was really nice that I had started talking to this new girl because she kept my mind off of what I had just lost. My ex told me that she knew that she couldn't come back and that I wouldn't let her come back, but she did want to come back and get some of her stuff, which meant that she had to drive that 20-something hours back here just so that she can get her stuff and drive that 20-something hours back home. So she was on her way. We talked, and I had no problem with her being on her way. And we understood what it was going to be, that she was driving back in order to get her things, and she was leaving her children where she went. Until a couple of hours before she got back, she said she just wanted to let me know that she was not driving by herself. She said that she was bringing her 16 and 17-year-old brothers with her and that they were just there to make sure that she was okay. Now, y'all, what that sound like? It sound like she trying to play in my face. And I was upset, but at that point, I let it happen. I told her, okay, come on. So I waited for her to make it, and when she pulled up, she texted me and let me know that she was outside. And when I opened the door, it was her and two dudes that was taller than her. Part 14 of Things My Ex Did and I Still Stayed, the finale. And I honestly am going into a new story, and I want y'all to give me a name for it once I start talking about it. Because this was worse. Way worse. The worst relationship I ever been in my life. So as I'm coming up with this story and giving y'all the whole playback of everything that happened, please let me know what you would name it. And I also want to say that I did not know that that first relationship series was going to be that long at all, but the relationship was 4 years long. So it's a lot of baggage that goes into it. And I know that it was long, but please stay tuned for the next one. If y'all love that first one, y'all going to really hate this second. So her and the boys walk in. And I'm glad I knew that they was coming at the time that I did know, because it helped me brace myself a little bit, but I was still unhappy about it, and I did not like the way she did it, and I honestly felt like she was trying to trick me. I didn't want nobody to think that I was scared in my own house, so I was not about to act like I was scared. I don't care who you are. I don't know if they were coming to try to protect her from me. I don't know if they thought I was beating on her or how that was going or how she told the story, but I just know that they came in with some energy that was not invited in my house. And instead of being a butthole, I just spoke. I spoke to everybody. And it kind of lightened the mood a little bit. I think they thought that I was going to be mad that they were there because I was going to be on something, some other. And maybe, like I said, I don't know how she told the story to them. But when they got there, it was late. And I asked them if they wanted some water, if they would like something to eat. Because they were spending the night. They had drove for 3 days. And they were tired. So I let them sleep. Out of respect for my ex, I was not on the phone with this new girl that I was talking to, even though I wanted to be. And we kind of talked out our situation. We came to an understanding. And I spent the block. I shouldn't have, but, I had to see. After I did that, she did my hair. It was almost like we were getting back together. Like, we had that conversation, and it was a lot of understanding, and we were back like nothing happened. That same night, we had a heart-to-heart, and she told me that she was feeling bad at the time that she left because she had driven hours away to go meet up with a man she met on social media, and they ended up having intercourse. And she drove back. He put gas in the car and she came home. She said she never told me, but she felt bad about it. So now at this point, she feels like she need to come clean since we clearing the air and we're actually talking at this point. Before hearing this, I was already done, but that just made it even worse. Like, I don't want to hear nothing else. On top of the fact that I just went back over there and did what I did, and I shouldn't have, I know, but now I'm really regretting it. This is when I realized that she just really did not like women and that I was barking up the wrong tree. I let it be what it was. I didn't get mad because we were not together, and we went to bed. The next day when she got up, we were talking about what was going to happen next or how she was going to make it where she was going, and I really think she thought that I was not going to make her leave. And I really didn't want to. I was crying hard at that point just because I realized that I got to let you go. And I loved her at that point still, even after everything that we had been through. But I realized that she was mentally unstable. And not only was she mentally unstable, she was making me mentally unstable. And I couldn't deal with it no more. On top of the fact that I was halfway in another relationship at this point. And me and this girl really liked each other. The first step was for one of us to get rid of our girlfriend. And then the next step would be for the other one to get rid of their girlfriend. Yes, I did say the girl had a girlfriend and a boyfriend. But somewhere after me and this girl started talking, she and the boyfriend broke up. And honestly, I can't say, I know y'all gonna ask me if it was a poly relationship. I don't know. That was not my concern. And I don't know why it was not my concern. But a lot of things, when I don't want to know something, I will not ask. All I knew was that she was beautiful and that she was hardworking and that she was not an animal hoarder and she cared about me. She liked me. But at the same time, she was crazy. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So with my ex leaving, I was in the house by myself, and now me and this other person were halfway in a relationship, and I was always on the phone with her. You know those relationships where it's long distance, but you all are on the phone 24/7, sleeping on the phone, cooking on the phone, working on the phone. That's how we were. So I really didn't have time to talk to my ex. When she called me, I was not answering the phone. I was not trying to have a long conversation with her. She was writing me letters and I didn't respond, and I was just over it. And I think it was because that last person that she went and slept with, that it was a male. I honestly think that that was the reason why I was so turned off of her at that point. And yeah, she just couldn't get none of my time. She was calling my family and asking if she could move in with them and that she would just stay with them for a little while till she got on her feet. And they were saying yes to her. I had to catch my auntie because she was about to let this girl come live in the house with her 20 minutes away from me. Once I told my auntie no, she cannot move in with you, tell her no. She didn't really want to tell the girl no, so she ended up just blocking her and she never talked to her again. And when I talked to my ex, I was really trying to figure out what we were going to do with our baby and trying to see where her head was at when it came to our child. And a lot of the time, she wasn't really focused on that. She was just trying to see where my head was at when it came to the relationship and if we could fix it. She didn't want to talk about our baby at all. She wanted to talk about the relationship. And that made me upset. I have this baby. I'm taking care of her. You left her here with me. And I have a girlfriend now. And you keep calling me trying to talk about the relationship. Let's not talk about the relationship because I'm now in another relationship. I just want to talk about the baby. My ex didn't want to talk no more. At that point, she stopped talking to me. And I asked her if she had anything to say about the baby, and she told me no. And I didn't hear from her no more after that. But I was in this new relationship. And honestly, at this point, I can't say that I was in love, but I catch feelings fast, and I was catching feelings. I can't say that I was in love either. I feel like it was infatuation just because the girl was pretty and she was something that I wasn't used to. And I felt like I wanted to have that. That was something that I wanted, and I wanted to bag her, and I felt like I could.
Had a hard time trying to figure out is the part where she was the actual victim. Are you the ex that you referring to? Like, you talk about you had to deal with an ex and the things you kept accepting and going back to your ex for. It's like she kept going back to you. Like, am I missing something? You was the player the whole time.
Yeah, I feel like they were both doing some dirt. And the fact that she keeps saying like her girlfriend at the time kept cheating with men, yeah, I definitely felt like too, like maybe her interest wasn't really in women. So she didn't really care that she was messing around with other women, because it's like, I'm not even like into this.
Right. I mean, it's like they was just in an open relationship that entire time. That doesn't even seem like a poly relationship, a relationship. It's just an open relationship. The one of them allowed to do whatever, the other one stays at home and just accepts whatever comes her way. That's pretty much what the story time was. And to be the victim and you're the one getting everything you kind of want in that situation is crazy. Like, you're not the victim. I'll be the first to say, you're not the victim.
Not at
all. If anybody's the victim, it's those children. The only victim in this situation is the children, the fish, the dog, the cat, and us for having to sit here and believe that you was a victim the whole time just to find out you wasn't. I'm a victim of believing it.
I'm not even shocked that the girlfriend wanted nothing to do with her baby now that the relationship was over. Like, it's so common, unfortunately, that it gets like that in relationships. They're like, you no longer want to be with me? Well, I no longer want to help you out and do my part when it comes to our child.
Yeah, it's a real eye-opener for people who decide to do those type of procedures to have children. You really have to make sure the person you're gonna do that with, your partner, is really gonna stick with you, because at the end of the day, they have no legal rights to that child. So if they ended up wanting to leave, I mean, if y'all not married or whatever the case may be, but technically by law, it's your child, you had it, it's your DNA, it's your child. So she could just leave. No DNA to the child. Now, Messy Family, if you guys are interested in more story times from that creator, please check out our description box below so that way you can follow her on her main account, all right? But that's pretty much all that we have for today, Messy Family. I appreciate all of those who stuck through this entire video. We will see you guys in the next story time, Messy Family. Peace.